Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I have the candlenut or varnish nut, or in Malay buah kerdas, or it's also called as the Indian walnut or Indian chestnut or bitter nut. A plant in the family of Forbiaceae, a spurge relative, a notoriously toxic family, and yet this thing has edible nuts. They are not just edible, you can use them for so many things. You can use them, well, today mostly the oil is being used, but traditionally they're eaten in a lot of different cultures. In Southeast Asia, in India, on the Oceanic Islands, also in tropical parts of America. We don't know where it comes from. That's why the Latin name is Aleurites moluccana. The vernacular name is Indian walnut or Indian chestnut. Here are the beautiful little flowers, by the way. It's very useful, and it has been used for a long time. On the islands in Southeast Asia, it has been cultivated for about 4,000 years, but traces of its use, probably collected from the wilds, date back about 13,000 years. So one very early plant in use and cultivation. A lot of those Asian and African cultures like it for its bitter flavor, and it's being said in areas where it's scarce, it's being substituted with macadamia nuts. Well, macadamia is basically the most expensive and delicious nut, and here it's using as a substitute, and an insufficient substitute at that, because it lacks the bitter flavor. A lot of other interesting uses are being recorded, except for the oil and for the fruit, which is used in a lot of different recipes. Like fishermen chew it and spit it into the water to break the surface tension. It's used as ink for tattooing in many different cultures. The fibers of the bark are being used. Well, it's quite toxic when raw, so most preparations, no, it's a little bit toxic when raw. Actually, I don't know how toxic it is when raw. I never poisoned myself with this nut. But yeah, it's in the family Forbiaceae, and that is reason enough for caution. Well, you can also use it to make some waxy substance for candles, and you can, what I will not gonna do here because there are too many dry leaves, you can even set the nut itself on fire and use it as a candle. Well, as you can see here, on the outside there is some thin skin, then we have a thick hard shell, and then we have a big nut. And there were two of them in this big fruit. Let's try to crack the other one. Okay, that's what it looks like. And now let's try a taste. Yeah, it feels a lot like a macadamia nut. In the first moment, it reminds me a lot of a macadamia nut. But where's the bitter taste? They say there is a non-bitter cultivar in Costa Rica. But this one, for now, also lacks bitterness. Let's try and break one nut so that I don't waste the seed. You think I can do this? Oh, wait, no. Okay. Oops, no good. Slightly better. The stuff is not bad, folks. No bitterness detected. Quite interesting, but I still want at least one nut which I don't destroy completely. Maybe if I put it on this flat little rock, pound it more carefully. Good taste, folks. No bitterness. I'm really surprised. There are a lot of them lying on the ground. They might have been lying here for weeks, but they are still good. That's a good surprise. I think I've tried it a couple times, but it was always bitter. Maybe this is a good bitterness-free variety. Can totally recommend it. Don't overdo it on it. It's a euphorbiaceae after all. But since it's being eaten in so many cultures, yeah, it's definitely worth a try. So folks, this was the Candlenut, Aleurites moluccana. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful island of Gran Canaria. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.